Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Claire Goss. Today I'm going to show you how to make vegan caramel corn. And I warn you, this stuff is really addictive. I made this the first time a few months ago for my husband's birthday party, and my friends couldn't get over how good it was. None of them are vegan, and they were just raving about it and constantly asked me to make it now. So I warn you again, if you are going to make this, it is highly, highly addictive. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my stove on to medium heat, and I'm going to melt some vegan margarine. Today I'm using Earth Balance vegan buttery sticks. I really like to use the Earth Balance buttery sticks because they come pre-measured in half-cup sticks. So it makes it really easy when you're baking or cooking. You don't really have to measure because it's done for you. So I'm just going to throw these in my pan and let this melt. Okay, my margarine is completely melted now. So now I'm going to add to this some Demerara sugar. You could use brown sugar. I just prefer using Demerara sugar. So I'm going to stir that in. I'm also going to stir in some corn syrup. Yes, I'm using corn syrup. I figure corn syrup is okay every now and then. You are more than welcome to try a different kind of syrup if you'd like. I've never experimented with anything other than the corn syrup, so I don't know how it would turn out. And finally, I'm going to add some salt. So we're just going to stir this in and bring this to a boil. So my mixture has come to a boil, and I should mention that while I was waiting for it to come to a boil, I was constantly stirring. Now that it's boiling, I'm going to stop stirring and I'm going to let it cook for 4 minutes. I don't have a kitchen timer, so I'm just going to use the stopwatch on my iPhone. So this has been boiling for almost 4 minutes, and I just wanted to mention something, that when you're making stuff like this, always make sure that you're using a pot that has high sides, because this stuff does boil up quite a bit. Okay, we're at the 4-minute mark here. So now I'm going to turn the heat off, remove this from the heat, and I'm going to stir in some baking soda and vanilla. And again, when you add the baking soda, this is going to kind of bubble up. Stir that in. And it's also going to kind of change color when you do this, get a little bit like creamy looking. So I'm drizzling this into my popcorn that I pre-made. Now I don't have a bowl that is big enough to house all of this popcorn, so I split it up into 2 bowls. So I'm trying to be as even as possible here, but I think there's more in this bowl than in the other, so I'm giving it a little bit more of the sauce. Now I'm just going to stir this in here. You want to leave yourself some room in the bowl to be able to stir, and that's exactly why I didn't try and jam everything into the one bowl. So stir this around so that you can get everything nicely coated. So that one's done. Now I'm just going to quickly do this one. Try and work as fast as you can when you're doing this, because the stuff will start to harden. Okay, so now that it's all nicely coated, I'm going to pour it onto a baking sheet that I've pre-lined with some parchment paper. I actually have 2 baking sheets. So you just want to spread this out. Okay, now that this is on my baking sheet, I've preheated my oven to 250 degrees, and I'm going to put these in the oven for an hour, but I'm going to, every 15 minutes, I'm going to go and stir the popcorn. So after an hour, I took my caramel corn out of the oven, and I've been letting it sit to cool down completely. It doesn't take too long to cool down, but let it sit for a good 10 minutes. And let it cool down completely before you start to break it up. And then just with my hands, now that it's cool, it should just break up into nice little chunks. Okay, I've got most of the big chunks all broken up now. So I'm just going to pour it into my serving bowl. And there it is, the caramel corn is all ready to serve. It looks so good. I am going to try a little piece right now. Amazing. So there you have it, vegan caramel corn. Enjoy.